This is the opening establishing shot for John Carpenter's 1978 thriller, Halloween. You would have seen that light pole across the street, it's still the same one today. There's no other light pole in the area that looks like that. So they left that pole there. It doesn't even have a bulb in it. So this was the opening scene. You would have seen the Myers house right across the street. It's no longer there because they tore it all down, built condos, but we will go to the Myers house. All right, here it is. This is the Michael Myers house from Halloween 1. That was moved down here from the other location where I showed you. You would have got a shot like this of the shape. Michael's sister would have been there trying to get her freak on. Pumpkin would have been right here on this corner. He would have walked up to this window, seen him on the couch. Then he would have came back over this way. And he would have looked up at that window and the lights would have went off. Then he thought, perfect time to kill some people. So he comes down back this way. Comes along the house here. And heads off into that back door. And he goes in and kills Judith Myers. All right, now we're at the Strode house. The opening scene is kind of like this. When you see Laurie Strode come out that door. Her dad comes out after her and says, make sure you drop off the keys to the Meyer house. When she comes out that door there, she heads down this sidewalk here. And heads off to the Meyer house. So Laurie would have came off that road there, going to the Myers house. Across the street here. Walk down here. You would have seen this house here. As she's walking along, this is where she meets up with Tommy Doyle. And then they cross the street here. And Tommy said, can we make pumpkin, jack-o'-lanterns? Can we drink a 6-pack of beer? Can we do this? Can we do that? He would have already been smacked by then. And as they cross the street here, go into the Myers house. That Carmen Gia would have been parked right there as they cross the street. There would have been a bunch of old houses leading up to the Myers house, heading this way. Tommy Doyle would have been walking down this hallway coming towards us carrying that pumpkin. When the bullies approach him and then trip him and he crushes that pumpkin. Right here on the left, this handrail, you can see is where the shape was when one of the bullies comes off these stairs here and encounters the shape. And then Tommy heads off the other way, walking down there by them classrooms. Tommy would have been walking right along there. That tree is still the same from the movie. He would have walked down in front of them classrooms to the front of the school. All right, right here you would have seen Tommy Doyle walking along the front of the school here as the shape is following him. That little pillar next to that trash can is noticeable. There used to be a bench right there, and then the flagpole. All right, so this is the hallway where the girls walk out of. Down there on the left side, there would have been lockers. This gate wouldn't have been here. They did a bunch of remodel. They would have walked out through here, past these two doors here. They would have came across here and you would have seen the Haddonfield High School sign right here in the middle of this. As they head out that way. The shape would have came down the road here. She would have said speed kills.
Speed kills!
And right there by that light pole is where the shape would have stopped in the station wagon, hit the brakes. As they head this way, you see Linda step off the curb, and she goes to her house. Which, wouldn't you know, it's Mama's family house. So as Annie and Laurie are stopping talking right there, you could see that hedge. That's the hedge that Michael Myers steps out from.
Hey, creep.
And nothing's there. No Michael Myers, no nothing. No date. So Annie and Laurie would have walked this way. Right here you see Laurie Strode come across this lawn here. Heads up to that front door. But as she heads up to that front door, she hears kids. So she goes to see what's going on. As she comes across here, she heads down this sidewalk, and then she sees the kids trick-or-treating.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
They would have been coming from this house right here. Laurie and Linda would have pulled down this way, headed to the hardware store, as they were smoking some of the devil's lettuce.
Laurie, Mr. Riddle is 87. He can still watch. It's probably all he can do.
She sees her dad standing on the corner because the hardware store got broke into. Right here is where the Shape would have pulled over in that station wagon. And you could see the hardware store straight ahead. Loomis would have come down here.
Sheriff. Pardon me, I'm Loomis.
Talk to Brackett.
Maybe a few minutes. I've got to take
It is important.
10 minutes.
As he's standing here and his back's turned, the Shape got the station wagon, pulls out, and rolls right by him. Doesn't even see him.
Trick or treat, give me something good to eat. Trick or treat, trick or treat.